Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program of the 1st of November 2018. My name is Don Bulamba. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to spend some time with you talking about the situation of the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, for the next few minutes. So once again, let us start by our headlines. The city of Beni has become a paramount concern of MONUSCO, announced Florence Marshall, spokesperson for the UN mission in the DRC. In Kananga, the police has demolished a network of armed robbers. The NGO GANV denounces banditry in Lubumbashi. Demonstration of students against the governor of Tanganyika has taken place on Wednesday, the 31st of October in Tanganyika. After the FCC, Felix Tshisekedi will have a meeting at Tata Raphael Stadium in Kinshasa. The common opposition nomination is a consensus man expected before the 10th of November 2018. And finally, Ebola. The United Nations wants to beef up the response to the epidemic in the DRC. So these are the headlines of our news today, our message today, and let us go now quickly in details. On Wednesday, 31st of October 2018, the spokeswoman or spokesperson of the UN mission, Florence Marshall, said that the city of Beni in Nord-Kivu province has become, in recent weeks, the main concern of the mission. She pointed out that Leila Zerugi, the boss of the UN MONUSCO, has given a clear instruction making Beni the priority of the mission with a twofold objectives. One, to contribute to the rapid eradication of the epidemic of Ebola, and two, to support the Congolese army in neutralization of armed groups. Marshall added that MONUSCO's civilian team have similarly been consolidated with one goal: to maintain a regular dialogue with the communities and the proportancy, meaning the power of the authorities. Straight away we go to Kananga, where this Wednesday 31st of October, Kananga is in the central Kasaï province. The Congolese National Police exposed a cluster of about 10 gangsters, including 2 soldiers from the Congolese army. The police says that this network was dismantled a few days ago in Kananga. In the eyes of everyone, the boss of this gang by the name Moise Mulumba confessed that in the past 3 months, his network is responsible for the large number of abuses in Kananga. Among other things, Moses Mulumba cites the home of a police officer in Plateau neighborhood, where they stole a sum of money and a pistol after beating up the policeman. He also confessed to having operated at the convent of Sisters of Charity of Jesus in Malole, in Ekambote, and in Chilumba. The population has requested to transfer these thieves to high security prisons such as Angenga in Boluo or Makala Central Prison in Kinshasa. A tanker truck derailed. A tanker truck derailed had an accident between Mountain and Kinzamvwete on the National Road number 1 between Kinshasa and Boma. Shockingly, no lesson was learned from the recent tank trucker accident. Recently, another truck, you know, tanker truck is the one which carries petroleum or gas, exploded around not far from Kinshasa, where several people, hundreds of people were killed. They lost their lives because they wanted to go and collect, to fetch petrol from the tank. And by mistake, one person was smoking, threw away his cigarette nearby, so the tank caught fire, exploded, and several people died on spot. And that mistake, we talked about it. I posted it in one of my programs. If you go to YouTube on our channel, LEO NJO LEO channel, you will see those images. And we thought that that was a good lesson for other people. But surprisingly, we can see our brothers and sisters now. They are going to fetch petrol. They are going to find more petrol. They are going to steal, to loot from this truck. And the shocking thing is that they don't even care or tell us more about the driver of the tank, of the truck, or either other passengers who were in the truck, their whereabouts. All is focused on the fate of the fuel, not the fate of the driver. And as I usually say, we Congolese, with our culture, we cry with those who are crying. If someone is going through such an accident, instead of supporting the owner of that truck, instead of supporting that company, but people prefer to come and loot or steal petrol or petroleum product, to steal the gas or, you know, oil, and use it for other purposes, which is not fair and good. We should learn how to put ourselves in the shoes of others. We go to Lubumbashi, where in a press release which was issued on Tuesday, 30th of October, the Evangelical Non-Violence Action Group, GENV in a short, reported cases of assassination and armed robbery in Lubumbashi. This person, Emmanuel Kifungo Mununga, secretary of GENV, complained by saying, on the night of 27 to 28 October, especially the Lufira district, in the Lufira district has experienced scenes of very rare violence, to the extent that GENV asks the question if it is not an urban guerrilla, if it's not a war in the city. Mr. Luenge Theophile, a retired 86 years old Chekamins, was coldly shot at his home on the Avenue Pierre Mubaya, number 6. During the same night, 10 houses were robbed, and the thugs in uniform, accompanied by 2 women, operated in all peace. GENV urges the authorities of Haut-Katanga to put an end to this banditry that is stirring the city of Lubumbashi. Straight away we go to Tanganyika, where yesterday on the 31st, during a demonstration against the governor of the province, demand is resignation. Students made a demonstration, and during that demonstration they were demanding the resignation of the governor of their province. Those students are from the University of Kalemi. They took the street, also they burned tires to prevent circulation in the city. They blame the governor for acting as a tribal hatred, or for building up this tribal hatred among the population. And they are also accusing him of interfering in the management of the educational system in the region. One of the people who were present there, the president of the Tanganyika Civil Society, known by the name of Rogatien Kitenge, he said, in Kalemi there is a problem. The Minister of Higher Education and Universities has appointed a leader or a rector of the University of Kalemi to replace the deceased one. The governor did not appreciate this, saying that many of the nominees were mostly from one tribe, and the rector is ruled by the governor in this category. So students and teachers find it abnormal that the government can introduce the notion of tribalism, even political, in the university. Another person also said the demonstrations are held every single day since last week. Students demanding the dismissal of the governor. These students also expressed their support to the current management committee led by the Professor Victor Kalunga. Victor Kalunga was also appointed by the Minister of Universities in the Congo to replace the former rector who died. Richard Kitangala, who is the governor of Tanganyika province, opposes disappointment and prevents Mr. Kalunga from working on the ground that he is from the Emba tribe of the same province. After the FCC meeting, Felix Tshisekedi plans in the near future to have a meeting at Raphael Stadium, or Papa Raphael Stadium. A commission was set up by UDPS authorities for the preparation of this meeting. This rally, so employed by the UDPS base, will be an opportunity for Felix Tshisekedi to communicate with the Congolese population who aspires to alteration or to a change. The date of the meeting will soon be communicated. It's recalled that the UDPS had not taken part in the march organized by its other opposition partners on October 26th. Despite a boycott of the October 26th march against the voting machine, the UDPS will participate in the last meeting of the opposition, which is planned on the for the first half of November in Johannesburg. The opposition in DRC will organize from the 7th to the 10th of November in South Africa his final meeting, leading to the appointment of his joint presidential candidate, as confirmed by Freddie Matungulu. It was pointed out that these meetings are held abroad to have the participation of all 7 leaders who are involved in this exercise, and that the opposition champions will be appointed at the end of this meeting. Opposition recalls that they will not boycott the election of the 23rd of December, while demanding the organization of a free elections which will be credible, inclusive, transparent, and appeased in strict text in force. They also demand the withdrawal of the voting machine, the cleaning of the electoral register, and immediate implementation of relaxation of political space. Despite the non-participation of UDPS to the march against the voting machine last time, it comes to our attention that Felix Tshisekedi is going to join others to go to South Africa, according to Freddie Matungulu. We will remind you that also Felix Tshisekedi has decided, UDPS has decided with Felix Tshisekedi to go to the election with or without their voting machine. And secondly, people are not sure if Felix Tshisekedi is going to be in South Africa with other people, or will just delegate someone to be there. So this brings like an opposition between the opposition, where a group is ready to go to the election but without the voting machine, and another group is ready to go to the election with or without that machine. We don't know what is going to take place at the end. Finally, let us talk about the UN Security Council, who unanimously adopted a resolution calling for the intensification of the fight against the Ebola epidemic in Eastern DRC. A few weeks before the election scheduled to be held on December 23rd, the UN calls on armed groups to cease their activities to allow humanitarian and health assistance to reach the civilian population in the areas affected by the epidemic. Anxious to spare Kinshasa, the text also underlines the need for MONUSCO and World Health Organization to coordinate with the Congolese government. So briefly, this is the situation that has been taking place in the Congo for the last 24 hours. Therefore, let me do a short comment, and I'll talk about the unique candidate of the Congolese people. Actually, of the opposition, sorry. Actually, people have got divided mind on who exactly is going to be chosen to be the person who will stand for the opposition of the DRC. Some people believe that it will be Tshisekedi, others have been talking about Kamere, others have been talking about Fayulu, Matungulu, and so on. This is in that group of 7 major political parties of the Congo. But you have got also other political parties of the opposition which are not involved in this major group. So those people may also have their own leaders. And we have got also the independent candidates who are going to represent themselves. They are also in the opposition, but they will run the competition. Let me call it a competition. They will run their candidacy by themselves without any support. So what is going to happen? We can see that you have got one opposition, but this opposition somehow is split in 2, 3, or even 4 parts. Will this really be an issue while we are going to the election? If the election will have place, if the election will take place anyway, because there are also possibilities that the election in the DRC may not happen. And if the election will not happen, what is going to happen next? But at this stage, let us focus only on those 7 big political parties which we are coming together, and they are going to introduce to the population of the Congo their unique, their common candidate by the 10th of November. Some people, as I said, they think it will be Vital Kamerhe. Others are saying, look, it will be Tshisekedi. Others are saying it should be Matungulu or someone else. However, regardless of everything that people say, people started to be divided in their way, in their visions. Questions start to rise up. Some people ask themselves, if the opposition is not united, some are going to the election with that machine, voting machine. Others are saying we cannot go with the voting machine. In case the division is among those big political parties, what is going to happen? We may end up to see people will split in voting. A group would be on one side, another group on the other side. Another group of people have been saying, okay, if Tshisekedi has chosen to go to the election with or without that machine, he has got a clear vision, he has got a clear mind, and he cares for the population. While on the opposition, others are saying, if he does so, it will just be like betraying his own nation, betraying other people who are, leaders of the opposition, betraying other political parties. However, we are living in a democracy where Tshisekedi can do whatever he wants to do. Other leaders of the opposition can also do whatever they want to do. But what we are asking them is to be in unity, work in unity, then the country, our nation, will become strong or stronger to defeat whoever will stand against the will of the population for these coming elections. On the other side, the people said it only remains 52 days before the elections. In 52 days, what are we going to do? What are we going to achieve? If to now we don't know yet who will stand as the leader of the opposition, the candidate for the opposition. And many people have been saying, we know that the members of the opposition were bribed somehow, or would be bribed. For that reason, they don't want to bring things to clear and allow the population to understand that, election is not going to take place. What we are doing is just a drama. And others are saying, no. To take longer is better because it's one of the strategies so that the enemy, so that the presidential majority, people of Kabila, cannot know exactly what the opposition is planning. However, we know that among those people of the opposition, some of them work with and for Kabila. So somehow Kabila is informed about any step they take. The opposition now is going to present as a candidate, but are we going really to have the elections? We have seen trucks or lorries which were given to Beni to organize the elections. And those lorries, apparently, as you saw them on pictures, they are military lorries. And their roles are not just to take the electoral material or logistical material to to provinces or suburbs around the country, but we have got some information which says that those trucks are there to move from one point to another one. Mercenaries, soldiers, foreign soldiers who are living actually on our land, to move them from Kinshasa to other districts around the country. That is what we have learned. And for some people, images is circulated on social medias where you could see new K-42s, new guns, weapons, which were found inside those vehicles. Are we going to the elections with guns? That's another question mark. So, as I usually say, Kabila does not want the election to be held. His purpose is to have a trouble in the country, to have a war, to have a state where they will say this is a state of emergency. It is almost impossible to do the election, or it is impossible to go through the election process while we have got a war in our country. And that war will give to him the capacity, the ability to continue to be the leader of the country. That is the plan. So now, if we will find now our leader of the opposition, and the leader of the opposition who will represent us there, if he is not able to win the election, or if we don't win the election, because we know that we are going to the election and everything was planned for the group of Kabila to win the election. In case we go to the election and we fail and we lose it, what is going to happen? It will be to give to Kabila more chance to continue to act, to lead, to guide, or to be the president. Although he has been there illegally, but it will be another more chance you are extending his presidency, which is not fair. Therefore, the leaders of the opposition should maybe come together and think for the well-being of the population. Of course, to go to the election is good. Of course, to change the government is good, but we should also change the system which leads this government. And by changing that, things will be fine. But how, when, who will do it? That is a big question mark that we leave to you, politicians, to you people of the country, to you, the Congolese people, to take care of. And with the population, we have also to support our leaders. We have really to hold their hand. We have to work with them hand in hand. We have to be on their side so that they can feel that warmth from us, the warmth of support, and they can continue to act on our behalf. Leaders also the opposition, we are appealing you to love the Congolese people, to love your own nations and stand for the right of your people, rather than for your individual or personal interests. However, now I wanted to say this by the end. People's minds are divided. People don't know who will be there. People don't know who will be that unique or common candidate. And that may put people also in a big division. Whenever they will say, let us say, Matungulu is a chosen candidate, how will people of the UDP as people of Tshisekedi going to react? Whenever they will say, for example, okay, it's Kamere who is the candidate, how will the people of Jean-Pierre Bemba with the MLC are going to react? So politicians, leaders of the groups, it's time to start also, and including myself and you, it's our time to start to teach each other, to support each other, to encourage each other, to put aside our feelings, to leave aside our tribalism, to leave aside our, belonging, in order to come just to say, okay, all of us, we belong to Congo, not belong to a political party, not belong to such province, but all of us, let us to work together for the goodness of our country. And that is will take us to victory. Actually, we cannot give any pronostic who will be that chosen person, because even the members or the leaders of political parties themselves, those who are the candidates, actually, they don't know who is going to be chosen. They don't know. They have to meet first of all, then they will decide during that meeting of the 7th, which will start the 7th of November and it will end on the 10th. And if we know very well who will be chosen, please let us accept that person. But accepting that person also does not mean that we have won the election. We have to continue to say no to the voting machine because treachery is prepared. We have to continue to say no for those who have got the card, the voting card, while they didn't give their fingerprinters. Their fingerprint, sorry. And we should continue also to say no to the elections if things are not clear. And for the population to stand, for their right to stand and fight. And in case, just in case if things turn wrong, if the war starts, if a war breaks in the Congo, what are we going to do? I usually tell parents, I usually tell friends, I usually tell you through our channels here on YouTube, you get, if you find $1, you find $5, $2, 1,000 franc, Congolese franc, keep that in your pocket. Keep it safe somewhere. Buy some water, maybe a bottle of water, keep it in your house. Make some stock of food, keep it in your house. In case things go wrong, you may not be short of water and food or medicine. Secondly, it may happen that you are at work or you are somewhere outside of your family, far away from your family. Let your children know, let your wife know, let your colleagues, your friends, your family members know. In case a war breaks, we will meet at such place, and this is a way that you'll go to that place, you'll reach that place. So teach each other, take all the necessary steps of prevention, of protection, of also meeting each other, for some reason. Because if it will explode, we don't have to be caught in a big surprise and the panic and don't know what to do. May God bless the Congo. Our Congo will continue to be one country, united nations. And we pray to God to help us But although we are praying, we have also to act, because faith without actions is a dead faith. Your actions, your contribution, my actions, which are my contributions, will give us the strength to move forward, will give us the capacity, the ability to move forward and to stand for our right. Thank you very much for your attention. If it's your first time to watch our videos, I will ask you to click on the button which is down here to subscribe yourself to our channel, and from time to time you can you can hear what we do, you can learn, or again you can share with us your viewpoints. And secondly, if you are watching us on Facebook, why not to jump to YouTube, where you can subscribe on our YouTube channel too, and also participate, contribute, and give your point of views. So you are most welcome to be with us, to listen to us, and to follow us. You are most welcome to give also your views, which will support the people of the Congo and save our nation. And finally, I will remind you that you have been collecting funds to help those who are the victim of rape, victim of fightings in Beni, as well as those who were kicked out or were chased, were, expelled from Angola, and who stuck in Kamako. Up to now, we have got around $200. So if by maybe mid-November we don't have enough to help those people, we will give back money for those who have contributed. In order to contribute, if you go to our YouTube channel, wherever the comment starts, this video comment, you'll find there, Go Fund Me. Click on that link and then follow the process to add your contribution. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you once again for choosing us. We wish you a very nice, beautiful day, evening, or night, and see you next time. Goodbye for now.